two back. Napoleon Solo. Hand to the outside post. Oselli. Looking for his first career win here in the Jersey Shore's most prestigious race. We're ready to go. And they're off in the NYRA Bets Haskell. The Puma stumbled just a little bit coming out of there. He's going to drop to the back of the field. Further Ado has speed, and so does the Preakness winner, Napoleon Solo. And Napoleon Solo is going to go on with it here. Further Ado, Irad Ortiz Jr. happy to track right behind the second leg of the Triple Crown winner. It's Napoleon Solo on the lead, and he's cleared off too. He's comfortably clear, well off the rail here into the first turn run. He's on top by 2. Star Sweeper second. Further Ado kept outside, and he's level second around the clubhouse turn. Then comes Iron Honor in the 4th position. The local Baby Vino is next. Oselli, the richest maiden ever. He's at the back of the pack with the Puma. They'll have to pass him all and make up 6 lengths and 3/4 of a mile onto the backstretch. Napoleon Solo went at a slow pace, 24 seconds flat for 1 1/8 on the wet surface here. It's not that fast. Napoleon Solo, a length and a tail ahead. Further Ado, no excuses. Right behind him, tracking second. Star Sweeper at 75 to 1 alongside. Length and a half back to Baby Vino, making an early move on the rail. Iron Honor patiently ridden 5th, and he's 4 or 5 off the lead going into the turn. Oselli, the Puma are next as they go into that turn. Napoleon Solo still well off the rail. He's the leader of length. Baby Vino has made his way into second, and he's coming after Napoleon Solo around the turn. And Further Ado is moving forward 3 wide. He's lost a position. He's right there. The others really need to get going as they come to the top of the lane. Napoleon Solo trying to seal it out. The local Baby Vino 28 to 1. Moving up on the inside. Napoleon Solo. Baby Vino head on the inside. It's Baby Vino. Short lead. Napoleon Solo. Dig it in. Baby Vino neck in front. Napoleon Solo trying to counter punch, but it's Baby Vino coming to the line. Jorge Vargas Jr. and Baby Vino have won the Haskell. Baby Vino continues to improve. He ran his best career race today, and he picked a great day to do it. Napoleon Solo was second, and then a big space back to the minors. Further Ado, Iron Honor.
The local horse is going to do it in the Grade 1 Haskell, and he has to defeat the Preakness winner in the process. Baby Vino gets his first Grade 1 victory, and he is in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
And he wins it on the square. I mean, he had to earn every bit of this victory. And of course, you would think the 6 and all the class would go right on by. It never happened. Baby Vino actually re-breaks here right at the end and wins by not even needing a photo, probably a half a length. Huge effort from Napoleon Solo, but even a bigger one from Baby Vino.
And it's going to be the biggest win of the young career for Lindsey Schultz, one of the real rising stars in the training ranks. And this horse aired in the Pegasus by Vino Rosso, grandson of Curlin, who won the Breeders' Cup Classic over a sloppy track at this very Monmouth Park. And what happened in this race was, I feel like the riders overthought it, because down the backside, they were making a concerted effort to stay off the rail. You know, Napoleon Solo was on the lead. He was off the rail. Further Ado was further out than him. Meanwhile, Vargas says, you guys are going to leave the rail wide open? He comes right up the inside where nobody was maintaining that ground and wins the Haskell.
And the first time that he had ever been aboard Baby Vino, it just worked out to perfection.
There were some tight quarters. Clearly, as they were coming down the stretch, you could see some brushing, you could see some bumping. The stewards have put up the inquiry sign in the Haskell. There was a field of 7 in this year's Haskell. The biggest price was over 71. The next biggest price was Baby Vino at 28 to 1, and he defeated a Grade 1 winner in Further Ado. He defeated the Preakness winner in Napoleon Solo. Is he going to hold on here with the inquiry sign up as the stewards will take a look at this running down the stretch here in just a few moments? We will show you what the stewards are looking at as well, and we'll go to the head-on view right here. So we have the unofficial winner, Baby Vino, inside, yellow cap. Napoleon Solo, Preakness winner, white cap immediately to his outside.
Yeah, I mean, they're bumping. I think they're both bumping each other up to this point. One rider's going right-handed, one's going left-handed, so neither were really going to give anything to the other. That might have been it towards the end, where the 3 is going to push out.
But let's also not forget that Paco Lopez was coming inward with the 6 Napoleon Solo. I mean, now
in the beginning, yes.
Yeah, in the beginning, because you know Paco ain't going to give anybody a free ride for $1 million here. So here we are, straight away. Look at the white cap. The first one to come in my mind was Paco right here.
Right.
And then you know you got to command your space, which is what Vargas is doing with the 3 Baby Vino, and he's kind of battling back. They're both on the correct stick. If you're on the inside, you need to use the left-handed stick. If you're on the outside, you need to use the right-handed stick, and they're both doing that. So this, to me, is just a good horse race. You know, Paco Lopez is one that is not going to give you a clear advance through. He definitely did not in this race, but I just can't see a reason to take this winner down.
And Paco Lopez, he's been in the racing media news a lot lately for some recent infractions and incidents and spills. He's involved in another inquiry here. He's on the outside in your unofficial second place finisher for the moment with Napoleon Solo. But what a moment for Jorge Vargas. You could see the celebration as soon as he stood up in the irons past the finish line.
Do you think if the 6 would have won this race, they still would have the inquiry? I think they would have. I think they want to know.
But there was enough bumping.
There's bumping. Let's see who caused it all. And I think the 6 caused it initially, and then the 3 did a little bit more late. But it's $1 million race, and these guys are just riding their hearts out.
One thing about Baby Vino, if you go back to Oaklawn, when the horse tried routing for the first time, the horse clipped heels and ran third. So he had some troubled mounts leading into this race, absolutely, flourished in the Pegasus. But a day before the Kentucky Derby, essentially, Baby Vino was a maiden. And now, if this result holds, you just won the $1 million Haskell, and you're heading right to the Breeders' Cup Classic.
He starts back, breaks his maiden, wins the local prep here in the Pegasus, and now gets his first Grade 1 victory.
I changed my 15-to-1 odds to 50-to-1.
All right, so
like right now, if you had Breeders' Cup future wagering, 50-to-1.
All right, so 3-6-5 is the unofficial order of finish. Baby Vino, your unofficial winner. Napoleon Solo finishes second. Iron Honor finishes third. Any excuse here for further ado and the post-time favorite finishing off the board?
I've said this many times. When you have a stalker from an inside post, it's not a good setup. Because Further Ado needed to angle out. He needed to let Napoleon Solo go and then go around him to sit in second. It just wasn't ideal in my mind. When you have a very comfortable stalker, horses like Further Ado do not want to draw the inside post.
Final time here for the mile and an eighth is going to be 150 flat. They have taken the inquiry sign down. Riders have not gotten a leg back up, but there's the unofficial winner for now. And Baby Vino, about to be reunited with Jorge Vargas Jr., clearly, he's been on the phone with the stewards to talk about the incident as they were down the stretch. You can see Napoleon Solo right there as well. Both riders talking to the stewards at the moment. Inquiry sign has been up. They have just taken it down and seen if it goes official here in just a second. And will Baby Vino score his first Grade 1 victory in the Haskell Invitational? And he does. It's just gone official. Punches his ticket to the Breeders' Cup Classic in the process.
All right. See if Vargas is going to give a few kisses and get back aboard for that very important Grade 1 $1 million picture.
I love the celebration from Vargas, too, right past the post. And, being by Vino Rosso. Vino Rosso as a 3-year-old was solid. He was right behind Justify in the Triple Crown races. He was doing some good things. But as a 4-year-old, Vino Rosso became a classic champion, gave you the fastest thoroughbred figure in the history of the Breeders' Cup Classic. So based on the pedigree, a horse like Baby Vino is meant to improve over time.
-6?
Great call.
-5? 6?
6, I think.
Here are those official prices. Baby Vino, 3 in a row, Grade 1 winner. Congratulations to his trainer, Lindsey Schultz, Jorge Vargas Jr. with the winning ride.
And Cosmos Stables and Delta Squad Racing LLC, a score of a lifetime, 600 grand.
No doubt about it. That is really something to see. I mean, and we just showed you that list. There's not been long shots to win this race. We're talking like Triple Crown race champions. We're talking about Kentucky Derby winners. So, Baby Vino crashes down the door and comes back nearly $60.
All right, so congratulations to the connections. Baby Vino scoring in the Grade 1 Haskell, a win, and you're in for the $7 million Longines Breeders' Cup Classic coming up in October at Keeneland Racecourse. What a race. I mean,
That's a great race.
He beat the Preakness winner